New phenom. As the plane approaches, my eyebrows burn and they scrape weird crusty stuff off of them, and my ears ring, and now it feels like the grease is gonna form in my ears. Grease that turns into a burning, acidy scab. Oh, my nose. My nose just spontaneously runs, and I could blow these weird dark gray black stringy boogers out. As my nose spontaneously begins to run when it wasn't before, as my sides of my head feel all weird and liquidy under my skin and turn greasy dark and begin to burn, and my eyebrows begin to swell. I know you can see it swelling. This whole area, the ammonium lactate's for. This draws the swelling crap out of there so that it doesn't well up to giant proportions and begin to ooze a plasma blood mixture, which hurts really bad because that happened for like 2 months continuously, every day. It's incredible that I'm not a complete stark raving lunatic at this point, but you know, whatever. I guess our Lord prepared me for this weird fucking crap, and I'm not ready to keel over and die yet. When my head feels clear, they're just trying to destroy everything else. I was almost dead though, I'm sure of it. I could feel it, but my eyes, the whites of my eyes have been whiter. My joints don't ache anymore. But a weird black greasy substance likes to form all over my head and my face, and now apparently my toe and my other toe, and make my nails turn all they weren't that discolored until I really started trying to kill off the virus and germs or fungus or whatever, and then all of this happens as if it's retaliating. And the worst part is it's got the United States government on its side. Yeah, this fungus is interacting with the AI computer via all of the chemtrails with the nanoparticles. See, it's hard to make a nanoparticle that's specifically the same size with the same mixture. See, you can burn a metal and make nanoparticles. Anybody can do that. But can you make an incalculable number of them, like infinite basically, you know, in the Google zillions of nanoparticles that are all exactly the same? That's more difficult. But they've achieved it, and now that they have, they can beam signals with the wavelength for that size nanoparticle by a microwave right into any object that contains those nanoparticles. What's your body? Specifically your brain and your glands. The rest of your glands in your body are also parts of your brain, even though you don't realize it. It doesn't feel like you think from your gut, but that you do sometimes. People who do all the time are crazy cat people. They have that virus triggered from cats in their gut that turns them into a deep-to-do Walmart shopper. I call it short attention span theater. They have an attention span of about 3 minutes and can't stop talking. Anyway. But the jet's getting closer. Starting to burn in my cheek. And the hairs are starting to feel weird. There's a lot of other little phenomenon I've noticed besides things that happen with me. There's a rat that comes in and tries to dig in the garbage sometimes, and he runs up the wall when it's really cold. And he'll be quiet until the jet flies over. And he'll chew on something the whole time. He'll bang on the wall and he'll stop for a second. And once the jets quit going over, he stops. But when the next one comes, he starts doing it again. And in the summertime, it was the tiny white ash flies. Yeah, flies, little flies, everywhere. You brush the grass, they pop up out of the grass, they fly right, they just fly right into your nostrils. You just breathe them in, they land on your face, all over your head, and people don't even know it. Oh, it's a brush, it's just dust. No, it's a fly. The living thing, and you breathed it in, and now it's in your now it's in your sinuses. I've never seen ash flies in my life until last year. Here he comes. The Red Baron. The Rolf Baron. The Rothschild's Red Baron. You know, there's a line of reasoning that says that electricity and magnetism are really all there is. And it's a very well-known, established branch of science. It's called electrical science. They have a complete cosmology of the whole universe, electrical theory. And there's a lesser-known branch that I'm working on called electrical science, where not only is it the electrical universe in all of the scientific aspects, but our very consciousness that we perceive to be ourselves is akin to a magnetic electric wave that's being fed to our body via the energy source, which around here would probably mean either the earth core or the sun, or a combination of the two. And by interfering with the frequencies and the electromagnetic energy that comes from the earth to our bodies and from the sun to our bodies mainly, they can alter the state of genes and genetic makeup and the structure. They can change people by changing their frequencies. And when you put nanoparticles of metal into people's bodies, you're changing the tuning of the radio. It's kind of like a crystal radio set, if you've ever seen anything about those. The old AM radio has a little crystal in there, and then it has coils wrapped around, it has wire wrapped around an air core coil. And depending on the turns and the crystal, you tune it so that you can adjust it with and tune in your station that's broadcasting. Well, that's what your body does. It brings in the signal that is you. And if you were to trust your doctor and let him jack around the chemical makeup and the metal makeup of your bloodstream and in your body, he's changing your frequency tuning, and that changes who you are. At what point are you no longer you? At what point do the metals make you such a machine that some other consciousness energy force could just move right in, which we would call demonic possession, which I guess it is. But if you start to get a grasp of how it's scientifically possible and rational, and it's no longer a mystical, magical thing that's like, oh God, how did they do it? Well, we know how they do it. They fuck up your system. And there's other methods too. The torture method's great too. It's why we can't close Guantanamo Bay, because we need to have a good, safe haven for all of the demon people who rule the world to go and eat little kids' hearts and savagely fucking torture people for years on end until they turn them into their little robot mind slaves and send them back to their countries of origin to be our puppet people. Is really how it's done. But here in America, with our freedoms and all them pesky people on the interwebs, hey, fuck you, airplane faggot. Hey, there he is. Looky. Oh wow, they're back. I guess the snow is stopping. When we had freezing rain, the airplanes completely stopped, and my face almost cleared up. And then the airplanes returned. Right like that over the house. So what would you think of a plane at that altitude? We're talking 12 to 1,400 feet. That's it. You could measure it in semi-trailer lengths. Or trees. It's 4 times the treetops of the highest trees. Maybe 6 times. I just fucking burned my eyebrow right there. So anyway, what would you think if you're just, every single day for 2-hour spurts at a time, jets at that height, just right over your house when there's no airport around here? Because nobody in my neighborhood seems to even notice, and if you pointed out to them, they couldn't give the flyingest fuck. Oh, well, yeah, airplanes, what's your problem? Fucking retards. Yeah, there's nothing to see. Nothing to see here, people! Move along! Nothing to see! Go back inside and turn on the internet! Good little citizens! Enjoy your cancer! You are the future! What's that noise? Oh my! Auntie M! It's a twister! No, Dorothy. It's just the harp jet coming to microwave your brain so you can be a demonic possessed robot. Thank you, CERN. Open that portal. Let the demons pour in. Earth is a home for demons. They want to come here and fuck things. Because they wish they had bodies and they don't. You sad, fucking, pathetic little clown fools. You don't deserve them's why you don't have them. Fucking fool fucks. Got a fucking planet full of retards though that'll believe anything your witch doctor says. Fuck you and your twin turboprop. Looks like a Horizon Alaska plane, but it ain't. It's got generators on board. Send you now no fucking signal to hijack your soul. Thanks, Uncle Sam Hain, in the 321 USA. Oh, what's that noise? Oh, that's another jet coming behind that one, you see. That's why I call it the continuous flyover. Because it's continuous.